After having my best month ever on Amazon in December, I made $114,000 of revenue. I had the worst month that I've had in more than 1 year and a half, I want to say, in January. In January, my Amazon business made $30,000 in revenue, and a lot of things went wrong. And I'm going to explain to you exactly the mistake that I made that did not necessarily cost me a lot of money, but that made it so I did not make as much money as I was supposed to, and I still have cash sitting at the bank, all that stuff. So it's not like I'm struggling. I'm in a good position, right? Even if my revenue are down. But I'm going to tell you because I'm literally missing on some money because of that, right? Because my revenues were not up to the standards that they should have been. But it's because of a few mistakes that I've made, but we live and we learn, and I'm going to explain all of them to you today so you don't make these mistakes. If you do not know me, my name is Chris Mangunza. I was going to make my old intro. I don't release daily videos here anymore. But I release videos here about selling on Amazon. So if you're new and if you want to learn how to actually sell on Amazon, you should subscribe and like this video so you get recommended more videos. I also have a coaching program, link in the description, scaling.com. But whatever, we are not here for me to try to sell you my program. I'm actually here to share my L with you today. And so, as I said, it's a mix of a lot of things that went wrong. And when I say wrong, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But the first mistake that I made in January is that I did not switch some product. I did not switch my offer to FBA soon enough. I kept trying doing FBM for too long, while FBA was getting way more of the buy box on a lot of ASIN. So it's fine if you want to reprice aggressively and all that stuff, but I had a lot of ASINs where FBA was coming back full force, where it was starting to get hard to actually get the buy box when selling FBM. And I kept my FBM offer. I did not send any FBA shipment until, I want to say January 16, if I remember correctly. And it's not actually the biggest deal because it's okay. At the end of the day, it's okay. It's not the issue in itself. The issue is that I did a really low volume of FBA. And if you do not understand what FBA is and what FBM is fulfilled by a merchant, FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. And so since I did not do that, my capacity limits, my storage limits for inventory at Amazon were really, really low. And guess what? Guess what? I had no stock FBA. I started sending stuff FBA, and you guys will notice that I'm not in the US right now, right? I'm actually in Europe. I'm back in Belgium. Yesterday I was in Romania, traveling a lot. So thank God I was finally able to send all the stuff FBA. I'm going to explain to you how, because I'm still losing a lot of money because of that, and you're going to see. But since I did not do a lot of FBA, my limits were low, and so I tried to send all the inventory that I was, because I was sitting on inventory because I wanted to send one big shipment. For the last 2 weeks that I was in the US, I wanted to send everything at once and try to take advantage as much as I could of FBM, right? So I started sending a lot of units at a time. Not only me sending stuff, but my prep center was sending stuff as well. And really, really fast, I ran out of storage, okay? I was not able to send anymore. I wasn't able to send stuff to FBA anymore. And so it slowed me down big time. And now it's starting to catch up because by the way, check-in times were terrible for a lot of fulfillment centers. So yes, I was sending stuff. Stuff was not sending because there's that big delay, a couple of weeks, And so things are starting to pick up again right now in February. But I was such in a terrible situation because it's not like I don't have inventory. I have a ton of inventory and I have stuff that hasn't checked in yet. Stuff from January 16 and stuff from after that, because as I said, I was running out of space. And so the only solution that I had was to actually send this stuff to, what is it called? AWD, whatever. And so it's the long-term storage if you want to store your stuff for a long time. And that was the only thing that I could do. Because if I did not do that, my stuff was going to stay at my house waiting until I actually come back towards the end of the month. So I had to keep things moving, and my prep center had to keep things moving as well. But my prep center could sit on my inventory for a little while, but I could not. Okay, I needed to send this stuff. So what I did is I sent AWD. If you do not understand what it is, if you send stuff AWD, what's happening is that it does not go to a regular fulfillment center. It goes to a fulfillment center where they actually store your inventory, right? And so they store your inventory until you actually get some space you can replenish, and then it replenishes your inventory automatically. Which means that you're not going to get sales on this product, and it's products that I'm deep in stock in. Which, you know, is quite frustrating because I have stuff where I have like 1 month, 1.5 months of inventory that has not checked in yet because it needs to be replenished from AWD to FBA. And it's a headache. But that's the two things. So that's the mistake that caused me to actually slow down, that have a lot of inventory pending. If you add on top of that the check-in times that were terrible at some fulfillment center, crazy. On top of that, I had some issues with my prep center, not giving me 48 hours turnaround time. Everything, like every bad thing that could happen, happened at the same time. All right, that's literally what happened. And on top of that, you may have noticed it. If you are sending stuff, FBA, if you are sending stuff to Amazon, you know it. Amazon switched their API. For the workflow. They switched the whole workflow. They switched the API, and my prep center is using BugSem to ship items, right? The big issue is that BugSem and Inventory Lab was the same thing with Inventory Lab, especially lately. I have stuff that has been sitting at my prep center for 2 weeks that I was not able to send, all right? Like issues with Inventory Lab, issues with BugSem, some bullshit with the shipment workflow, a lot of bad things happening, everything at the same time. And so stuff is starting to check in. Hopefully, what I'm hoping for is that in March, they increase my capacity limit. So all the stuff that was sent AWD that hasn't been transferred to FBA just yet can be transferred all at once, because all the inventory that I have is fastening inventory, and I have a ton of units. I probably sent, I don't want to say, yeah, I probably sent 3,000 to 4,000 units. Yeah, I think more than that, because there was one ASIN where I think I sent like 2,000 units, I believe. But like, that's the big issues that I've been running in. And so it's just me taking notes for next Q4, because like my Q4 strategy keeps evolving. My Q4, like I keep running my Q4 differently, but I found what I'm going to do every single year now for Q4. And so I'm just taking notes, okay? And the reason why I'm making this video is to actually document that, so you guys can actually learn about this soon. One of my students actually killed it by actually starting sending stuff FBA, and this is how you actually get a great January. Is I should have shifted away from FBM sooner. I should have shifted away from FBM around December 20th, December 21st, and going back FBA full force, because by the time stuff checks in, this is how you actually get a great January, okay? The money-making season with FBM will end around during Q4, and bookmark this video for next year, but it ends around, I want to say December 20th, December 21st, around that. I'm looking at my wife, so to see if because she knows the number more than me. That's not true, I'm a number guy. But yeah, so December 20th, December 21st, around that, my goal next year will be to actually shift back to FBA 100% around December 20th, December 21st, because I'll leave the US around that time anyway. By the 23rd, I am long gone, all right? So take note of that for your next Q4, and it's just so you guys can understand that, you know, things are going to, you're going to have great months and you're going to have bad months. January for me was a bad month. It's okay, you take notes and you learn. So next time it does not get as bad. You learn from the mistake that you make, and you are going to make mistakes. Like, don't think that you're going to stop making mistakes. You'll make mistakes. You're going to have bad months, and bad months are even more depressing. I'm not going to lie, I don't care. I don't care at all anymore about having a bad month. And I know that a $30,000 month for a lot of you guys is actually, like, for a lot of you guys, it has not been like your top month, like your best month hasn't been like $30,000 for some of you guys, right? But, what I'm trying to say is this. You are going to have bad months. Sometimes you are going to have bad quarters. Sometimes you are going to have bad years. That happens. You cannot get depressed because of that. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. Okay? You have great months. You have bad months. You have great quarter. You have bad quarter. You have great years. You have bad years. You have a great couple of years. You have a bad couple of years. It happens. Okay? But it averages out, and what you need to do, and what I'm working on right now, is actually leveling the worst month. So if I can get my worst month to become my best month that I have right now, I'm good. And literally, like, not too long ago, like 2 years ago, I think $30,000 a month was my best month, and now it's like my worst month. So just work and you'll get there. And like, don't think that it's going to change your life, like that you'll be good. You'll still be frustrated when it happens. Okay, you will still be frustrated. Of course, it will. Of course, like, you'll be more comfortable if, like, having a bad one, like, you can still pay yourself a full salary, a full-time salary when you actually have a bad month. Except if you switch your lifestyle, you get a penthouse in Brickell, you get the Lamborghini, all that stuff. Of course, like, at that point, it gets really, 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 really stressful. And I might actually do that because, like, I need to light a fire under my ass, so I may need to go to cop the Lamborghini. But yeah, so we'll see about that. I'll see you in the next video.